Did you know that up to 80% of people in America are living with an undiagnosed autoimmune condition? Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, psoriasis, MS, all these different issues are not something that's unfortunately uncommon. You maybe know an individual dealing with that. The conventional Western model will either give you an immune suppressant medication or they will give you thyroid medication in just some instances. In this video, I want to speak about what are some of the triggers to an autoimmune disease. This video is not medical advice. It is not treated or made to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. This is all theoretical, and this is all actually not theoretical, but for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so we look at autoimmune conditions. Well, let's look at the word autoimmune. It means self-attack. The immune system is attacking you or yourself. Now, it's not doing it because it hates you. It's doing it because it thinks that there's a foreign invader somewhere, whether it be in the joints, MS, or the skin, psoriasis, or a gland, an organ like a thyroid, for example, or even IBD in your intestines. Now, I'm going to show you 4 different sources that an autoimmune condition can come from. The number one is inflammation. Okay, I mean, the diets we eat today, the food, even the water we drink, the clothes we wear, it is highly inflamed. But what is happening? Okay, well, one of the main triggers to inflammation that a lot of autoimmune sufferers do have, even if you don't have autoimmune issues, is gluten. Okay, gluten. Gluten is a pro-inflammatory protein, okay? And trust me when I say this, many people that have an autoimmune disease might, well, be dealing with some type of gluten insensitivity, or sensitivity rather, where their body and their intestines can't just absorb gluten. So it thinks of it as a foreign invader. Now, that foreign invader will actually make the immune system start to upregulate. Now you have a flare. Okay, another thing, omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. What is that? Vegetable oils, something called seed oils, start to inflame our cells and inflame our body. Now our anti-inflammatory oils that we have in our body, called omega-3 oils, are starting to dissipate because they're overgrown by these omega-6 oils coming from vegetable oils. So now we have a ratio of actually 1 to 20. Okay, our good omega fat that we have in our body is at 1, and the one that we don't want, that's causing inflammation, immune system dysregulation rather, causing autoimmune issues, is at 20. This is why we need more fish in our diets. This is why, good fish quality sources rather. This is why we need more fish oil. And we got to cut out the vegetable oils because we can get this back. Okay. Low fiber diets, the unforgot macronutrient, I guess you could say, reduces short chain fatty acids. So when you eat fiber, you actually, it doesn't break down like a normal macronutrient because there's no calories in it. Okay, that's why there's net carbs, because carbs, fiber, we're not going to get a nutrition class here, but what happens then is that you digest this fiber, it produces, as you digest it, it breaks down, it produces short chain fatty acids like butyrate, propionate, and acetate. And now that helps with reducing inflammation within the GI tract. And remember, in functional medicine, 70 to 80% of your immune system is housed in your gut. So when you have these anti-inflammatory short chain fatty acids getting produced in the gut, that's very beneficial for your body. All right, increased intestinal permeability. All right, we're moving on from inflammation. Right here, another big cause of autoimmune issues. One of the biggest ones, honestly. I think if I was to statistically put it, it would be about 70 to 90% of people that have an autoimmune condition have leaky gut. Increased permeability. The literature is there. The literature shows it. But how does that happen? Okay, so leaky gut, so increased permeability is when our intestinal lining has become to split. Okay, we have our mucosa lining in our intestines. It is tied up together. We have tight junctions by a protein called zonulin. And when you do any of these things here, or have any of these things here, it starts to make these split. Now, when that split occurs, food from our gut then flows up into our bloodstream, and then our immune system looks at that food and thinks it's an enemy, even though it's not. and it attacks it. And when it attacks it, that's when the immunological issues happen. Just meaning that your immune system is going haywire. Okay, so how can you get leaky gut? Medications, non-steroidal, anti-inflammatory drugs, acetaminophen, ibuprofen. Now, these aren't saying that these tools are necessarily bad, but they cause leaky gut. Now, another one, gluten. Gluten again. Here we go. Gluten. Gluten. It's everywhere. So it upregulates it denatures, or I should say, it breaks down that protein zonulin that helps with the junctions inside our gut. So now our gut's more permeable. Vitamin deficiencies: vitamin D, zinc, glutamine. The unforgotten vitamin. Your vitamin D is not just a vitamin that's like any other vitamin. It is a hormone that really supports the immune system. Every single autoimmune condition can get better with more vitamin D. Okay, mainly coming from sunlight, but supplementation is very beneficial as well. Zinc, another big one. Glutamine, your gut lining is made of glutamine. Okay, I have my clients use glutamine all the time, and zinc, and vitamin D. I test them. We test, not guess. Okay, we test for this too, by the way. Okay, low fiber diets, we got it. Okay, now here's the next one. Immune dysregulation. So what does this mean? Okay, I'm not an immunologist. Okay, immunology, and so what happens is that we have a balance in between Th1 and Th2. Okay, we got our innate immune system, and then we got our adaptive immune system. And what happens is that our Th1 becomes so high. Okay, we are always attacking. We are always trying to fight infections. We got bacterial infections. And so now there's an imbalance that our immune system can't get to homeostasis. We can't stay Th1 and Th2 dominant. So what then happens now is that through something called epigenetic change for some individuals, okay, that means the environment has turned on these genes that make you more predisceptible to an autoimmune condition. So what then happens is that you have this imbalance between Th1 and Th2, as just mentioned, and now you have a predisposition to an autoimmune condition, like that. It's a recipe right there. Now you have an autoimmune disease. Okay, why aren't they teaching us this? Okay, so we think about what happened just a few years ago. Okay, they were so focused on Th1 activity to the immune system. So what that then did was it totally neglected the Th2, the adaptive part of the immune system. How is the body adapting to the negative things that we don't want, are protecting us rather long term? So then what happened is that we became Th1 dominant. Okay, we just kept fighting. We never adapted. Okay, and what happened over time now is that all of a sudden, just autoimmune conditions came out of nowhere. Okay, that's a big one. Okay, I help clients all the time with that one. All of these rather. Dysbiosis. This one is a sleeper, especially if you have chronic gut issues like bloating, constipation, abdominal pain, diarrhea, acid reflux, omeprazole, GERD, heartburn, all those. Dysbiosis and overgrowth of bacteria inside your gut. Actually, negative gram bacteria, something called LPS, lipopolysaccharides, that also gets flown in through intestinal increased permeability. So, dysbiosis, okay, sugar and alcohol, not having enough prebiotic foods, antibiotics. See, it's actually crazy because everyone can have this recipe. They eat gluten. Their past has antibiotic usage over and over again. They're always on go mode. Their stress is through the roof. That increases Th1 activity, and then their increased intestinal permeability, meaning they ate the gluten. Okay, they don't have enough vitamin D. They don't have any nutrient status. They're taking acetaminophen and ibuprofen because they don't feel well because they're inflamed. Okay, this is not a mystery, okay? Because everyone's dealing with this, okay? And the saddest thing is that I deal with a lot of people that are doing the right things, and yet they still have issues because that go, go, go lifestyle has denatured your body at its homeostasis, okay? Where the body wants to rest and lay. All right, so this is something I fix every day, okay? I just broke it down for you. And we work a process to do so, okay? And so if you really want to heal your autoimmune condition, you want to reduce your symptoms, you want to get rid of the fatigue, the brain fog, get back your health, your mental clarity, and all that, then just comment root cause down below. You can find me on YouTube at DRS Health. You can find me on Instagram at DRS Health. You can also call me, message me at 507-508-8831. We'll be speaking soon.